This is Austin Lang with Essential Spanish. Today we have a B2 lesson. Mariana and the challenge that almost made her give up. Mariana y el reto o el desafío que casi la hace rendirse. You could say darse por vencida. So have some options there with the translation of that title. So if you've watched the first couple lessons, what I'm going to do is give you a list of 18 words. It'll be 5 verbs, 5 nouns, 5 adjectives, and 3 adverbs. And then we will use those words in sentences, combining all those words into sentences. And then we will have a English to translation Spanish exercise in which all of those vocabulary words will be included. So without further ado, let's get started. So part 1, vocabulary. Our verbs: to overcome, superar; to develop, desarrollar; to investigate, investigar; to share, compartir; and to avoid, evitar. Our nouns: challenge, desafío, or you could say reto, but in this lesson, let's go with desafío. Knowledge, conocimiento; discovery, descubrimiento; reaction, reacción; and tool, herramienta. Our adjectives: unexpected, inesperado; valuable, valiosa, or you could say valioso, valiosa; inesperado, inesperada; complex, complejo, compleja también, obviously; suitable, adecuado; and deep, profundo. Our adverbs: adequately, adecuadamente; frequently, frecuentemente; and finally, finalmente. So, our sentences. Sentences 1 through 4. Number 1, the team managed to overcome a complex challenge thanks to their joint effort. So, el equipo logró superar un desafío complejo gracias a su esfuerzo conjunto. So, the team managed to overcome, el equipo logró superar, a complex challenge, un desafío complejo, thanks to, gracias a, their joint effort, su esfuerzo conjunto. Number 2, it's important to develop a deep understanding of the topic. Es importante desarrollar un conocimiento profundo sobre el tema. So, it's important to develop, es importante desarrollar a deep understanding of, un conocimiento profundo about the topic, sobre el tema. Number 3, the scientists decided to carefully investigate the new unexpected discovery. Los científicos decidieron investigar cuidadosamente el nuevo descubrimiento inesperado. So the scientists decided, los científicos decidieron to investigar carefully, cuidadosamente, the new unexpected discovery, el nuevo descubrimiento inesperado. Number 4, we must share this valuable tool with other colleagues. Debemos compartir esta herramienta valiosa con otros colegas. So, we must share, debemos compartir, or you could say tenemos que compartir, this tool, esta herramienta valiosa, this valuable tool, with other colleagues, con otros colegas. Sentences 5 through 7. Number 5, to avoid a bad reaction, it's necessary to act appropriately. Para evitar una mala reacción, es necesario actuar adecuadamente. So, to avoid a bad reaction, para evitar una mala reacción, it's necessary to act appropriately. Es necesario actuar adecuadamente. Number 6, she explains difficult topics clearly and frequently helps her classmates. Ella explica los temas difíciles de forma clara y frecuentemente ayuda a sus compañeros. So I really like this first part. She explains difficult topics clearly. Ella explica los temas difíciles de forma clara. Really nice way to say that. And frequently helps her classmates. Y frecuentemente ayuda a sus compañeros. And finally, number 7, finally the group found a solution that worked for everybody. Finalmente, el grupo encontró una solución que funcionó para todos. So finally, finalmente, the group found, el grupo encontró una solución that worked for everyone, que funcionó para todos. Or you could say funcionó para todo el mundo. So, go ahead, look at these sentences one more time for you. And let's get into the translation exercise. I'm going to go ahead and read the English text, and then we will go paragraph by paragraph and sentence by sentence inside that paragraph. During the final year of university, Mariana faced one of the most difficult challenges of her life, completing her thesis. The topic was complex and required a deep understanding of genetics. At first, she felt overwhelmed, but little by little she developed valuable tools to help her stay organized. She frequently met with her advisor and shared ideas with classmates. Some discoveries were unexpected and required her to investigate more carefully. Every time she found something new, she had to evaluate her reaction and make adjustments to her work. There were moments of frustration, but she avoided quitting by reminding herself of her goal. Finally, after months of effort, she finished her research and presented it with confidence. The experience not only helped her as a student, but also as a person. So, part 1. So I definitely would recommend pausing these videos and doing your best to translate them. And then also remember that given that this is a translation exercise, maybe you have chosen different words or you phrased something a little different, and those could very well be correct. And if you have any questions, please just put them in the comments and we will get them answered for you. So let's hop into this. So we'll go sentence by sentence. During the final year of university, Mariana, in this sense, not Mariana, I don't know how to really say that name in English too well, but during the final year of university, Mariana faced one of the most difficult challenges of her life, completing her thesis. So, durante el último año de universidad, Mariana enfrentó, or you could say enfrentó one of the most difficult challenges, uno de los desafíos más difíciles de su vida, completing her thesis, terminar su tesis. The topic was complex, so el tema, will this be fue o era, do you think? We'll go with era because we're talking about the identity of the topic, right? El tema era complejo and required a deep understanding of genetics. Y, again, we're going to use the imperfect here, requería un conocimiento profundo de genética. At first, she felt overwhelmed. So this is a nice little chunk here. Al principio, she felt overwhelmed. Se sintió abrumada, because it's Mariana. But little by little, pero poco a poco, she developed valuable tools to help her stay organized. I want to make a comment on that sentence. She desarrolló herramientas valiosas to help her stay organized. This would be more like that helped her stay organized. So they could be que la ayudaron a. Now, in this sense, instead of quedarse organizada, we're going to say use the verb mantenerse. This is more like to remain organized. Mantenerse organizada. So Durante el último año de universidad, Mariana enfrentó uno de los desafíos más difíciles de su vida, terminar su tesis. El tema era complejo y requería un conocimiento profundo de genética. Al principio se sintió abrumada, pero poco a poco desarrolló herramientas valiosas que la ayudaron a mantenerse organizada. Part 2. Go ahead and turn the Spanish on right here. So she frequently met with her advisor and shared ideas with her classmates. I went back and forth on where to put frequently, but now that I'm doing the lesson, I think that putting it first, frecuentemente, this feels a little better, but I may change my mind on that after the lesson. So you could put it after the verb or before the verb, but today it feels better right here. So frecuentemente, she met with her advisor. So we got some verb choice here, but we'll go with se reunía con su, o sea, asesora y compartía ideas con sus compañeros. So with this se reunía, you could say se juntaba, se veía, se encontraba. But I think reunirse is, or juntarse would probably, or verse. Those three would be the most common, but reunirse, I feel, is the most common. Especially in a context like this, a little more formal, with meeting with an advisor. But some discoveries were unexpected. Algunos descubrimientos fueron, because they've already happened, inesperados. And Forster, you could say la forzaron, but we're going to go la obligaron a investigar more carefully. So we could say más cuidadosamente, but let's, in this sense, although we have cuidadosamente as a word, we've used it a couple of times for these lessons. So let's go with con más cuidado. Every time she found something new. Now let's think about this last part. Every time she found something new. This is, we're talking a repeated event, so this will fall into the imperfect here, this sentence. Cada vez que encontraba algo nuevo, she had to evaluate her reaction. Tenía que evaluar su reacción and make adjustments to her work y hacer ajustes en su trabajo. So, frecuentemente se reunía con su asesora y compartía ideas con sus compañeros. Algunos descubrimientos fueron inesperados y la obligaron a investigar con más cuidado. Cada vez que encontraba algo nuevo, tenía que evaluar su reacción y hacer ajustes en su trabajo. So notice this too right here before we go on to the final part. We have it as in instead of hacer ajustes a su trabajo, hacer ajustes en su trabajo. I made adjustments in my work, hacer ajustes en su trabajo. So, nice little chunk and part there. So this is our final part here. We just have a 3-part translation exercise today, given that it's a little more advanced. But let's finish this up strong. So there were moments of frustration. So this is the majority of the time we're going to have a bia with the things. There was or there were, but in this sense, this feels much better with hubo because we can look at the context of this, and she's going to finish her research and such. So hubo momentos de frustración, but she avoided giving up, pero evitó. You could say evitó rendirse, or you could say darse por vencida, or claudicar, I believe, is another verb I've heard used to mean to give up. But típicamente, rendirse o darse por vencida. Pero creo que claudicar, por alguna razón, ese verbo me viene a la mente, entonces vamos a ver. But hubo momentos de frustración, pero evitó rendirse recordando su objetivo. Finally, after months of effort, finalmente, después de meses, or you could say tras meses de esfuerzo, she finished her research, terminó su investigación, and presented it with confidence, y la presentó con confianza. The experience not only helped her grow as a student, but also as a person. Now, this is a nice sentence because we're going to use this but here will be sino también. So the experience not only helped her, so la experiencia no solo, which that's like that's your trigger for sino también. No solo la ayudaron a crecer como persona, sino también, but also, really, como persona. So, really good job here. This is a really solid B2 exercise. So, real good job making it through this. But let's go ahead and read this. Hubo un momento de frustración, pero evitó rendirse recordando su objetivo. Finalmente, después de meses de esfuerzo, terminó su investigación y la presentó con confianza. La experiencia no solo la ayudaron a crecer como persona, sino también, I'm sorry, this should be como estudiante. Not grow as a student, but also sino también como persona. So, hubo momentos de frustración, pero evitó rendirse recordando su objetivo. Finalmente, después de meses de esfuerzo, terminó su investigación y la presentó con confianza. La experiencia no solo la ayudaron a crecer como estudiante, sino también como persona. So, let's take a breath and then we'll read it all together. So, durante el último año de universidad, Mariana enfrentó uno de los desafíos más difíciles de su vida, terminar su tesis. El tema era complejo y requería un conocimiento profundo de genética. Al principio se sintió abrumada, pero poco a poco desarrolló herramientas valiosas que la ayudaron a mantenerse organizada. Frecuentemente se reunía con su asesora y compartía ideas con sus compañeros. Algunos descubrimientos fueron inesperados y la obligaron a investigar con más cuidado. Cada vez que encontraba algo nuevo, tenía que evaluar su reacción y hacer ajustes en su trabajo. Hubo momentos de frustración, pero evitó rendirse recordando su objetivo. Finalmente, después de meses de esfuerzo, terminó su investigación y la presentó con confianza. La experiencia no solo la ayudó a crecer como estudiante, sino también como persona. So, great job here. I noticed that I forgot to make the final slide for my email, which is essentialspanish101@gmail.com. So if you're interested in doing some more exercises like this and take formal lessons with me, please send me an email, essentialspanish101@gmail.com. And if you want to check out my YouTube, I post videos like this, shorts of Family Guy, Futurama, shows like that, teaching phrases. And then we got some stuff with native speakers. We're going to be having a lot of good, solid material to learn from this in this page and on that page. So I guess without anything left to say, have a good rest of your day.